Articulating shared values, articulating what qualities of your religious community you will carry into the future, no matter what, is the first and foremost job of a congregation's governance system. When your governance system makes the time and creates the structure and assigns accountability for understanding and articulating values, you both release and focus your congregation's energy for real work. We use the metaphor of nested bowls to represent the essential foundation of an effective governance system. The values bowl is the largest bowl, the bowl that contains all the others. You see, nesting requires an understanding of what's most important. We encourage congregations to articulate no more than 5, and ideally 3. And when it comes right down to it and it's really serious and they know what they're doing, you can have really intense conversation. Values bring the community together and provide a foundation for all the rest of the work. Getting the number down to 5 forces you to make choices, to choose priorities, to develop clarity about what's really important to you. What does it mean to choose the word wonder, or authenticity, or freedom as a core value, and how will that in time influence your life together? Having the conversations necessary to understand the choice you've made brings clarity to all the rest of your congregation's work. Most congregations find that although articulating values brings a lot of focus to the work together, it's usually not enough direction to determine the future. So nested inside the values bowl is the next bowl for congregational governance, the next set that needs to be articulated, and that's mission. Mission answers the question, what difference are we here to make and for whom? What difference are we here to make and for whom? Effective missions flow from your core values, which is why the mission bowl is nested inside the values bowl. Here's the mission of All Souls Church in Washington, D.C. The mission of All Souls Church is to create a diverse, spirit-growing, justice-seeking community that transforms ourselves and our world into one great family of all souls. Note how this mission implies for whom, as the church's community and then the whole world. Notice how the words create a picture of how the community beyond the church will be different. Actually, both beyond and within. Diverse, spirit-growing, and justice-seeking. And then what will be different for the world if All Souls achieves its mission? Our whole world will be one great family of all souls. Is what we're doing actually justice-seeking? Is what we're doing transformational? You see how this works? As you can see, these are not small dreams. Missions aren't meant to be easy to achieve or quick. Missions are meant to stretch a congregation, to serve as a beacon of possibility, as a statement of aspiration, a call to the future that inspires continuing effort and constant renewal and reinterpretation. Because, as you know, times change and our understanding of mission changes, so we usually need more detail to focus our congregation's ministries in order to pursue the mission in the context of the values. And it's because we want to encourage this process of renewal and reconnection to our mission and to our values that we have another bowl nested inside the mission, and it's called the ends. Ends is a policy-based governance term, but we found no other word that so well summarizes what fills this bowl. Ends still answer the question, what difference for whom, but at a finer level of detail and focused on what specific measurable differences we want to make next. They tend to be time-specific. Some congregations have found that when they answer the question, what difference for whom now, they benefit from an organizing structure that we call within, among, and beyond. The within, among, and beyond motif grew out of our liturgical life. where we began to talk about the experience of God within, the experience of the holy that occurs among us when we speak with one another and listen to one another with real depth and caring, and the beyond that happens when hearts break open, compassion rises, and we organize that compassion to bless the world. Here's the highest level of the UUA's ends. Congregations will unlock the power that transforms lives within. Congregations live in covenant with other congregations in our association. Congregations move toward sustainability, wholeness, and reconciliation. Congregations bless the world is another way to say that. Beyond. Whether they use the within, among, and beyond or not, it's important to note that none of these bowls articulate programs or specific initiatives. That's because specifying outcomes rather than specific actions in pursuit of those outcomes is liberating and inspiring for your congregation. It creates a picture of what could be different, and it opens up the opportunity to find creative ways to make those differences real. There's one last piece to these nested bowls, the piece that turns it from nested bowls into a chalice, alive with energy and light. And that last piece is a flame that represents your leadership's connection to its sources of accountability and authority. Governing groups that articulate what belongs in each of these bowls must first consider on whose behalf they're filling these bowls and get and stay closely connected to that source of their accountability and of their authority. Well, we'd like to give you a chance to experience what it's like to try to figure out what should be in those nested bowls. We've reflected already about values after the experience of the holy exercise, and now we'd like you to reflect a little bit about mission. Our question for reflection is, what is your congregation in the world to do? What difference is your congregation here to make, and for whom?